girl found something strange on her first date with a rich man. There was a drop of blood in the mansion worth millions of dollars. Out of curiosity, she bent down and examined it with her finger, but then she was surprised to find the drop of blood was coming from her own body. She didn't expect her period to come at this time. In order not to let the rich man see, she quickly found an excuse to go to the bathroom for a brief treatment. Then she continued to endure the pain and had dinner with the tycoon. In order to marry into the rich family, she did not want to give up this hard-earned opportunity. But what happened next would be the nightmare of her life. The tycoon behaved like a gentleman. When he heard that the girl was just a child of an ordinary family, and that her mother and grandmother were just nurses at the hospital, he didn't show any displeasure. Instead, he paid them all the compliments he could. He praised the sanctity of their profession. But when a passing dog suddenly barked, he immediately showed his true colors. He gave the dog a good scolding. The girl didn't think the rich man would be so rude because of a little dog. But when Richie explained that he was bitten by a dog when he was a child, after leaving a shadow in his heart since then, she changed her mind. After dinner, the girl was taken back to the mansion by the man. When the rich man invited her to have another drink inside, the silly girl really went in. But it wasn't long before the girl's screams came from inside. Just see the beautiful girl just now. She was in a state of panic. I don't know what she went through inside, and originally she was still weak, but now she's climbed over the door with her bare hands. Although she fell heavily on the ground, she ran towards the far side without caring about the pain. After hearing her screams, the neighbors all chose to turn a blind eye to her. Some even turned off the lights after witnessing the incident, pretending nothing happened. The girl had no choice but to run to the downtown area. After seeing a woman chatting by the side of the road, she hurriedly asked the woman to help her call the police. But what she did not expect, after the police heard her story, not only did they not help her, instead, they took her to the police station. The girl didn't argue with that, because she was at least safe in her cell. She didn't think it was possible for the rich man to break into a police station and take her away. But just as she was about to spend the night in there, the sheriff suddenly opened the door again. He said there was someone who wanted to see her. The tycoon used his wealth to bribe the sheriff. The girl asked the police for help. It was like a trap for her. Just when she was in despair, the tycoon let her live again and released her on bail. But there was one condition: that the moment she walked out of the police station, the tycoon will personally hunt her down. She would be spared as long as she lasted through the night. The girl had no choice but to agree. The moment she stepped out of the cell, she noticed that there were many posters of missing girls on the wall. She thought that their disappearance must have something to do with the tycoon. Sure enough, after she walked out of the police station, she realized that there was a man staring at the opposite side of the street, and he was walking at the same pace as her. Just when she didn't know what to do, there was another mysterious man walking behind her. Luckily, they were just passers-by. She was so scared that she ran to the center of the road and stopped a cab. Seeing her panic, the driver said he had seen more than once a girl like her who was running away and looking scared. But fortunately, the driver was not a bad person. He took the girl safely to the boss's house, because the boss introduced her to the tycoon. So she wanted to ask the boss for clarification. And when the boss saw her in a state of distress, he hurriedly invited her into the house. After hearing what happened to the girl, the boss was incredulous, because the tycoon is not only his partner, he was also his good friend for many years. He couldn't believe that the tycoon would do such a thing, but he assured the girl, with his relationship with tycoon, he would personally help the girl out, and let the girl stay at his house for a night. The girl had no choice but to agree, but she didn't let her guard down. But she was careful. After taking a shower, she secretly opened the boss's computer. But just after she entered the name of the tycoon into the form, a lot of missing girls files popped up on her desktop. It turns out that the boss recommended all these missing girls to the tycoon, and she was just one of them. At that moment, the boss's wife came over. The girl hurriedly shut down the computer. After seeing the girl's face, the boss's wife seemed to know what had happened.